I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 8th, 2016. Ynet reports that Israel has agreed to return the bodies of 10 terrorists that have committed attacks against Israel over the last few months. They are all from East Jerusalem, and Israel has held on to the bodies in order to avoid the mass rallies that very often accompany terrorist funerals, that then often lead to further incitement and violence. However, the families of the men have reportedly agreed to several conditions upon the return of the bodies, including that the burials take place at night and that they would be a small and calm family affair. The parents of IDF Lieutenant Hadar Golden, who was killed during Operation Protective Edge in 2014, met on Friday with U.S. Assistant Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations Edmund Mullet at the United Nations in New York City. They were accompanied by Israel's ambassador to the UN, Dani Danon. Leah and Simcha Golden, together with Danon, are urging the UN to act in order to return the body of Golden as well as that of Staff Sergeant Oron Shaul, both of which are being held by Hamas in Gaza. Danon told the UN Hadar Golden was killed during a ceasefire mediated by the international community, and the UN must take responsibility and act against Hamas to return the bodies of Hadar and Oron to Israel for burial as soon as possible. Israel police are looking into whether the stabbing today of an 11-year-old boy was nationalistically motivated. The attack occurred in the town of Ramleh in central Israel, where the boy says he was approached by an Arab man who asked him a question and then stabbed him in the back with a pair of scissors. The boy was taken to Asaf HaRofeh hospital with moderate injuries. A 17-year-old Arab suspect was later arrested, though the motive behind the attack is still being investigated. Also today, an Arab woman was arrested near the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem's Old City after she was found to be carrying a large knife. Police said the woman, said to be in her early 40s, seemed suspicious, and they asked to search her. When they found the weapon, they took her in for questioning. The Jerusalem Post reports that U.S. President Barack Obama will meet with Jordan's King Abdullah at the White House later this month. The Post cites the White House saying that the meeting will take place on February the 24th, where the two leaders plan to discuss the fight against the Islamic State, support for Syrian and Iraqi refugees in Jordan, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The U.S. State Department responded to a report this weekend that suggested U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry would be coming to Israel soon to restart peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. The Times of Israel had reported the story, citing a report by Israel's Channel 2 on Saturday. However, in a tweet later Saturday, State Department spokesman John Kirby denied any such visit, tweeting no plans by John Kerry to travel soon to Israel, also no plan by him to restart talks, need both sides to reduce violence. Well, the 88th Academy Awards are just a little under 3 weeks away, and though it remains to be seen who will walk away with a gold statuette, it seems many nominees will walk away with the chance to visit Israel. The Daily Beast reports that Distinctive Assets, the company in charge of putting together the lavish Oscar gift bags, said this year's bag is to include a 10-day first-class trip to Israel worth $55,000. The gift bags are given to those nominees in the Oscars' main acting and directing categories. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS, Monday, February the 8th, at 7:30, author and law professor Thane Rosenbaum reads from his new novel, How Sweet It Is, at Barnes & Noble in New York City. At 8, Rabbi Daniel Hartman, president of the Shalom Hartman Institute in Jerusalem, talks about the concept of justice and righteousness in the Jewish tradition. At 9 o'clock, Rabbi Ken Spiro talks about the essence of Jewish values and his sense of the Jewish future with Mark Golub on L'chaim. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30 on Election 2016, before the New Hampshire primaries, Dr. Martin Cohen, professor of political science at James Madison University and author of The Party Decides, Presidential Nominations Before and After Reform, offers analysis of both primary contests and discusses a number of issues of specific Jewish concern. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 8th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.